Hi, my name is Andy N. I'm going to do a poem today. First of all, from this book. It's called The Lockdown Was All We Could See. And this poem is simply called Isolation in Spring. And it's about the course of lockdown itself, really. And this book is co-wrote by my partner Amanda Steele. It's most like I've done a few poems, she's done a few poems, and there's a couple we wrote together. But this one I wrote by myself. Isolation in Spring. Those notes of silence in isolation in spring carry further at night time more than in the day, with the flowers blowing in the breeze and the trees rustling in the courtyard, their beauty thickened from neglect. Imaginary foals that you see in the fields, and the return of the birds once again from the endless trawl down south, are now closed like confessionals in churches, dulling in the distance of everything seen. Glittering in your imagination across neighbours' houses behind the communal bins, moss green in your memories of uncertainty, edged in your fast of the way it used to be, catching glimpses of the past tied up in the future. Okay, right, now on to something brand new. This is really brand new, this one. But this one is actually, all being well, it's going to be coming out as a single in September for Seablet Media Records. And you better find it on Bandcamp because I think it's a free download. But the version I'm going to do today is just me speaking the words, of course, of the poem. But I've done it for that release of a load of ambient music I do with it, which is under the name of Ocean in a Bottle. So it's like a collaboration with myself, really. This piece is quite a serious piece, however, and this was a true story that happened to me a couple of weeks ago when I nearly died, unfortunately. So this is called Facing the Music by the River Tame. That single word held up in the air, narrowing, rising with your breath, shaking like an acoustic ballad, pausing for thought on the sides of the Thames before starting up again in a slightly different key. You've been walking together, wandering all the way from home over to the woods for your usual Saturday walk, and just started turning back from a deserted shed when you went flying, holding hands with your partner, when suddenly you were in a mud bank and skidding all over the place, closer and closer to the river, your every instinct trying to keep calm, even though your body completely disagreed. Breathing slowly, once, twice, before rolling aside, then twice to position your body, your right arm covered in small cuts, and both of the tops of your legs like a torn jumper. Quivering in fright, running across the fields until your partner got her arm out and managed to pull you out, leaving the both of you panting in breath, facing the music of your lives together. Okay guys, right, last one now this is from an anthology book called 6 Weeks in Lockdown, and I'm part of a group of readers called the Write Out Loud Stockport, and it's a regular group meets up in Stockport, and over the lockdown period we've not been able to do obviously meet up in person, so we've been doing our meetings on Zoom, and we decided to do a couple of books together on this lockdown period, and the first book's called 8 Weeks in Lockdown, but this one's from the second book, and it's called Abandoned Cricket Ground. And wherever I actually live, I live on the back of the non-league cricket ground, really. And certainly when everything started reopening up, it wasn't obvious at one point whether it was actually going to reopen. So this is a poem for those guys. This is called Abandoned Cricket Ground. Slipping into the past for a few seconds, I could hear the bowler swear under his breath when the ball flies over his head in succession, almost like the batter is trying to hit him on purpose, instead of just being sat there alone, watching the grass grow longer each day. History was in the making then, of course, when the coin flew up towards the heavens, creating a ripple, then a rupture, as the third shot went over the boundary, leaving us all sat there, wondering how much longer this could go on. Now, of course, after lockdown begins to waver, these grounds are to remain shut, while everybody's lives sprinkles back into work, lying in bed in the shadows, when previously you would see my friends cheering furiously whenever they got a wicket. All that is left now is the bristling grass and the luminous clock they would bring out whenever they were playing a 40-over match, and the floodlights that wouldn't always come on whenever it went past 8 on a hot July night, if one of the teams had 2 hours instead of one for tea. All that is left now is memories lost in the shadows, folded into the edge of a shopping retail park, in a rhythm of abandonment when the shops reopened, instead of staring out at the level meadows as another element of our lives fades away, perhaps never to be seen again.